so glad Rachel and Jose's true colors is coming out because I'm so tired of the kissy. We're so great. I've never been so happy. We're great. Right, Jose? Yeah, we're great. I mean, we're perfect. Yeah, no, it's a lie. And this episode revealed that we don't see everything. Things are being chopped out, chopped and screwed because they in Houston. And you know what I'm saying? They just are leaving things out because how did we go from last week? Rachel is saying, I love him. He loves her to get out, pack your stuff and bounce. Like, how did we get there? Welcome to Leah D TV, where we kiki about reality TV. If you love TV and want to joke and laugh about all the drama you see, hit that subscribe button, baby, and get comfy. So let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about Rachel and Jose and knock them out the way because they showed they behind this episode. So we see Rachel and Jose, they playing the game to get to know each other, right? Rachel says that she was embarrassed to tell Jose about her infidelity. I bet you were. Actually, I bet he hasn't stopped talking about your infidelity since you said it on that boat, because that's how he is. Viviana comes to the house and she wants to get deep into their sex life. Like, when Viviana came over there and was just like, so tell me, what position do you like best? How does Jose hold your leg up? Do you moan like this or do you moan like this? Jose, you look like you moan. Do you moan? Like, Viviana was really getting in there and they just looked like they were 12 years old, like they were about to have the sex talk. It was really weird how they were reacting to being a married couple and smashing. Viviana says 2 thumbs up, and of course, Rachel better put them 2 thumbs up if she don't want to feel the wrath of Jose. So Viviana gets into trust. Rachel feels like she can trust Jose 100%. He can trust her 100%. Oh, we're so happy. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. It was all a front. So moving on to the real drama, Rachel calls Jose another man's name. Now, mind you, they wasn't smashing. They wasn't doing nothing, according to what Jose told us. They was just chilling, you know? So in casual conversation, Rachel slipped up and called Jose another name. This made Jose crumble inside because he's a very little insecure man. So he is in the kitchen with the producer and Rachel, and he's basically telling her to pack her stuff, get the foul, deuces, bounce, goddamn. And I would have politely been like, hell no, because you don't pay the rent here. So you can't tell me to go nowhere, period. And I wouldn't have went nowhere. I'm like, Jose, they would have had to pull me off a little, Jose, okay? Who is he talking to? Jose got a real issue, a real problem. And it would have been addressed that night because I ain't the one. So anyway, as he's telling Rachel to get the heck out, Rachel is saying, I apologize. Jose is like, well, this is not a boyfriend, girlfriend. This is a marriage. And Rachel's like, well, no one talks to me the way you're talking to me. I don't care if we're boyfriend, girlfriend, married. It ain't gonna happen. So that's when Jose goes on to say, well, if you don't like it, get the F out and all this and woo, woo, woo. Like, somebody care. So from this situation, Rachel, you've seen everything you needed to see. Jose is crazy. He's a crazy little man. And don't you ever move into his house. He's so eager to get you in that house so he can control you even more. You think it's bad now in y'all share space that he don't own? Baby, wait until you get in that house. He is going to show his whole little behind. The next morning, we see them, right? Rachel's back in the house. And Jose is doing something in the kitchen, child. Oof, he get on my damn nerves. So he's like, how was your day? How the F you think it was? Don't ask me no stupid ass questions. That's what I would have said if I was Rachel. Rachel said, the way you expressed how you felt was not okay. And I don't trust you at all. And Rachel showed that she went to Myrla and Gil's house. She went to Brett and Ryan's house, knocking on the door because at 12:34, little Jose locked their door without his wife in the house. Husband of the year. And Rachel came to the door about 30 minutes later and it was locked. Guess he wasn't getting up to open the door. I'm sure he heard it, but he's that kind of guy. So ladies, pay attention because I'm sure he's single by now. So yeah, he's the kind of guy that'll lock you out of his house. He's going to probably perish alone. Everybody was asleep. Nobody was letting Rachel in, of course, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. She said she calls her friends. She's just trying to get help. You know what I'm saying? She expressed to Jose that I didn't take anything. So why would you think I wasn't coming back? Like, it'd be different if she had packed her bags and whatever. So she goes on to say, I don't feel like you care. And Jose's like, well, I don't know. She says, you're not remorseful. He says, okay. And has a smirk on his face. She says, you're not sorry. He says, okay. And has a smirk on his face. I would have tackled his ass in that damn kitchen. They would have had to pull me off of him. They would have been like, Leah, stop. I would have been mollywopping him all up and through the kitchen. Don't play with me, Jose. Like, how dare you? With a smile like it was funny. I would have knocked all that stuff over. But you know what? I need to grow. I need to do better. Because obviously Rachel is growing than me, child. Because I ain't there yet. Rachel goes on to say, I cannot be your wife. Period. Good. I'm glad. And that's what needed to be said. Because I thought she was going to come in there and, pout. Rachel's stronger than we thought. You know what I'm saying? Rachel is stronger than we thought. She said, oh no, baby, this is not how it's going to go. You got me effed up. Period. And that's what I needed. That's what I needed to give me life. You know what I'm saying? So the producers go to Jose and they're like, well, what's going on? Y'all was there. Y'all know what's going on. Cut the cap. And they go in the room and see if Rachel's really about to go. Rachel packing her stuff. She about to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Period. And they're like, well, you need to express to Jose why you're feeling the way, blah, blah, blah. This is for TV. Because if it wasn't, she would have been gone. So she's like, well, this was a buildup. She said, this is like 2 weeks worth of a buildup. She's like, 2 weeks ago, I've been planning to really leave. And now I'm about to go because you playing in my face. So she says the whole thing about bank accounts and, just how controlling Jose is. It's really been leaving like a nasty taste in her mouth. And she's been paying attention to everything. We've been thinking Rachel been a dodo head this whole time. Rachel been peeping game. She said she feels like she doesn't fit his perfect mold of what he would want in a wife. Jose's like, where did this come from? And Rachel's like, I can admit, I should have told you a long time ago, 2 weeks ago. But that's the difference between me and you. I can accept when I'm wrong. You can't. Period, Rachel. Gather him. Thank you. Because he don't have accountability. Here go Jose. Accountability for what? Well, Jose, you have a part in this. And Jose says, well, I don't want to say sorry. I don't want to tell you I love you because, that I just can't promise that I won't do it again. That's what I got from what he's saying. And Rachel's like, well, why can't you say that? Why can't you say that you're sorry and you love me? It will make me feel better. And Jose just stands there and looks crazy. It's because his ego is bigger than his, okay? He is not equipped for anything. You called him another name. Whoop-de-damn-do. It happens. It happens. Y'all been knowing each other, 3 weeks? Jose really need his tail whipped for how he showed his tail this episode. Moving on. Let's talk about Myrla and Gil, right? Because this was a milestone episode for them. Okay, they reached that milestone, and I think y'all know which milestone I'm talking about. So Viviana says, how would you rate your intimacy? And Myrla rates it a 7. Gil rates it a 8. She says, how would you rate your physical intimacy? Myrla gives it a 7. Gil gives it a 5, of course, because he's a horn dog. He's ready to pounce. Viviana's like, y'all ain't kissed yet. No kissing, no peck, no nothing. Gil says, no, nothing. Gil goes on to say that Myrla's words are not matching with her actions because she's saying, she wants to stay married and she wants kids with him and she likes him and woo woo woo. But she ain't putting her lips on him. So he's feeling neglected. The time has come, Myrla. You're going to have to kiss him, child. All this pressure they putting on you. So here go Gil again, trying to guilt trip somebody into kissing him, talking about something. If I don't get a kiss before decision day, I'm going to ask for a divorce. Okay, we got it. So Myrla's like, well, a divorce shouldn't even be an option right now. I mean, we're getting to know each other. It shouldn't even be an option. It really shouldn't be a word in his vocabulary. But because he's so thirsty for kisses and whatever else he wants, he just is like, well, if you don't give me what I want, I'm out of here. Okay. Child would have said, okay, noted. It still ain't happening. And that's basically what Myrla did. She was like, okay. She's standing 10 toes down. I said what I said. Then they gonna play this little weak theme song in the background. Some kiss me, baby. I was like, oh my God, this 80s song. Who picked this, child? Jacob? We can't relate. No, we can't relate. So anyway, they play a game on the 5 senses, right? So they're going to incorporate all 5 senses and they're going to make it real sexy and cute and whatnot. Period. First card says a body shot. Myrla's like, hell no. It ain't going to go down. But y'all knew that. So, she said she's not going to do the blindfolding because it's going to mess up her lashes. Period. Can't mess them up. What y'all thought this was. But they did do this cute little cuddle, deep breathing exercises when they just cuddled with each other and synced their breath. I thought that was good for them. And Myrla says that she feels closer to kissing Gil. With all the pressure that they put on her, it makes sense. And then come to find out on a couple scenes later, we find out that she did give Gil a kiss this episode. Child, bye. I'm not impressed. He could have held out to decision day. We need to know if this is real, Gil. Moving on, let's talk about Brett and Ryan because, y'all, this was my couple, but they stressing me out. I be over here stressed about Brett and Ryan. It's just not looking good. Like, Brett, that's my girl, and I just want her to feel loved, desired, all that good stuff. And Ryan's not doing it. He really is acting like he don't like her, and it might not be an act. He might really not like her. Viviana comes, and Brett says that Ryan is super affectionate. Child, that threw me off, because, okay, he is. We must don't see that. Editing, huh? Viviana says, well, have you seen each other naked? And of course they haven't, because they haven't had Whoopi. Naked? Probably not. Maybe with a shirt off or something, but nah, not naked. Ryan tells Viviana that he's waiting to feel that feeling of butterflies. Breathtaking. And at this moment, Brett really looks heartbroken. Like, as he was describing that he's waiting for that spark, for his breath to be taken away. And Brett's not doing it. Brett should have did that for him as she was coming down the aisle. Like, just off her looks alone. Because I think that's what he's talking about. Like, I don't think you're going to get your breath taken away because she cooked. Like, I think initially, like, that's when breath is taken away. When you are attracted to someone and you like, damn. But, yeah, I think he's kind of stringing Brett along because if he really liked her, he would treat her a little bit better than how he treating her. Ryan was like, well, you're great, but Brett was like, she's used to hearing spouses say, but you're great, but, it's always that but, and she never really feels like she can be herself because it's always a but. Like, they're like, well, I like you, but, and that's sad because I really like Brett a lot. I think she's beautiful. I think that her personality is one of the best on the show. And I just think she's dope. And I just can't believe she can't find no guy that really sees her for who she is. It sucks, but that's dating. So Viviana checks in with Brett and asks her, do you want us to have this conversation just me and him? You know, it might make it a little easier. And Brett agrees, and she exits the room. So Ryan goes on to tell Viviana he's waiting for that spark again, y'all. I'm so tired of this. He wants to come home and want to push his wife against the wall and be all ushy and gushy and whatnot. And Viviana lets him know, like, that's movie stuff. That stuff don't happen in real life. You come home, you go lay down, okay? Pushing somebody against the wall for what? You'll hit your head. No, we're not doing that. Period. Let him know, Viviana, because he living in La La Land. So Viviana went ahead and scared him and said, you might end up single for life, because y'all know he already old, so it's time for him to check in. I don't think she should have said that, because probably not. I think Ryan just wants a little blonde, you know, ditzy something. I mean, he wants somebody not like Brett, and then y'all can figure out what that is. So Brett meets with Makayla, and she says that Brian went back to his house after Viviana left. So I ain't never seen the guys on a season leave as much as these guys are leaving. They shouldn't even be allowed to go back to their house. Period. This is an experiment. No. Ain't no going back to your house. That should be in the contract. All these guys, it started with Gil, then Zach, now Ryan. All y'all got to go to your house. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all by wasting people's time. Brett goes on to tell Makayla that she really likes him, but she doesn't feel like he likes her. She says that if they were just dating, then she probably would say, you don't like me and I'm gone. Well, I'm glad Brett can see that he doesn't like her, because it's pretty obvious to all of the viewers and her that he just don't like her. Down the line, you know, I'm scared there might be some cheating with him, because it's just not looking really bright for them. Brett and Ryan do this Tantric Sex Yoga with some instructors who look like they should teach sex yoga. And Ryan is like, yeah, let's bring it. Let's do it. He was ready for that because he ready for sex. But I think even after they smash, if they smash, whatever, he's still not going to be feeling it with Brett. Like, she's not his type, and you can't make somebody your type. You just can't physically. Is she a great person? Yes. But not everybody can look past the looks, and I think Ryan's might be one of those people. Moving on, let's talk about Zach and Makayla. So we see Zach. He's working out with some friends, and he says that he chose not to sleep with Makayla again last night because he went home to get his Apple TV, which are trash, just by the way. If you don't have an Apple TV, don't get one. I got one now and I'm regretting it. But anyway, he went home and got his Apple TV, and so they can watch a movie, right? Him and Makayla. But by the time he got home, he was just so tired that he couldn't go back over there. That's BS. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Okay. I know y'all like Zach. And I like Zach too. But I feel like it might be somebody else he's entertaining. I feel like, this is just me, I could be wrong. That's what's going to cause Makayla to slam the doors and get out, and Zach pulling out. I think he's talking to somebody else. I think it's some infidelity going on with him. You know, if I'm wrong, listen, y'all come back to this video in a couple weeks and tell me, girl, you was wrong. But I'm thinking he cheating, because why not call Makayla and tell her, you know what, I'm tired. Why don't you come over here, boo? I don't feel like driving back over there. I got the movie, you know what I'm saying? You know, I make it all cozy for you. Just come spend the night over here if you were so tired. Or, I've never been to Houston, but I don't know how big it is. I'm sure it's a pretty decent sized city. But you were that tired you couldn't make it back over there? He wants to stay at home a little bit too much for my liking. Period. I would question why. My guard would be up. Like, where were you, baby? Do you spend more time at home than at our crib? Time will tell. Everything done in the dark will come to light. Viviana comes and she's talking to the couple about trust, right? Makayla says she trusts Zach about 50%. Zach's like, why? Why would you say that? Why don't you trust me? Zach, because you cheating. That's why. And I said what I said. So, she asked Zach, and Zach really didn't answer the question. He just went on about how Makayla has basically left a bad taste in his mouth and he not feeling her no more. And basically he has checked out. Zach says that his trust level is not where he thinks it should be. He feels like the knee-jerk reactions that Makayla has expressed has left a scar on him. Scar is an interesting word to use. And Viviana says that a scar. So that shows his lack of commitment because it seems like he can't get over her mistakes. He's like just zoned in on how Makayla acted. And then he tried to, let me not hop ahead of myself, child. I was about to hop ahead of myself. I ain't gonna spend too much time on Zach. Just y'all know that he checked out, okay? I'm not gonna go on back and forth about how he was on the couch acting like an ass. So Zach thinks that Makayla is basically a knee-jerk reaction. He thinks she just goes off the handle with anything. Like, he just is checked out. He ain't feeling her, and I said what I said. I think he might be talking to somebody else, like I said before. And Viviana says that you have to have boundaries and allow your partner to mess up. Like, it's okay to have boundaries, but you gotta allow them to mess up and learn and not do it again. Like, if you just you have boundaries and then they don't know what your boundaries are and then they mess up and now it's like, oh, well, you did this 5 years ago and I just can't. You're bad and I'm good. Like, nobody's about to listen to that or deal with it. Get over it. You got to know how to forgive. If you don't know that, then what are we doing? Viviana leaves. Zach goes over to the kitchen. He doesn't say anything to Makayla. And he keeps saying the F word or the S word over and over again. It was real weird, real psychotic like. Makayla goes over to him to check on, what's wrong with him. So he goes on to say that he doesn't know what he's done to get to this point. Makayla's like, huh? Yeah, we all are, Makayla. Zach says, I don't want to hurt anyone. It never works out. He needs therapy. He doesn't want to do the work. He keeps saying, I can't. Zach, please, okay? You are the one holding on to that 1 or 2 arguments y'all had. But you don't know what you're doing to contribute to this. You need to let stuff go and stop holding on to everything. That's what you're doing. Yeah, Makayla said, when you tell me that you're scarred from something I did in the past and there's no reconciling, that's what hurts me, basically. And he still couldn't comprehend that. He was all into himself, trying to make Makayla feel bad for what he's doing. He's the one holding on to everything, and he's just like, I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't touch me. I don't know. Zach, please. I'm not impressed. So they go swimming, and they cover each other's eyes and ask some questions, child. Woo, woo, woo. They end off with how Zach says that he has doubt about their future. If I was Makayla, I'd be so checked out with Zach. I'd be so checked out. Because if you have doubt, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? He has doubt because he's talking to somebody else. I said what I said. Moving on, let's talk about Johnny and Bao. So Bao expressed to Johnny some intimate things while they were sitting on the bed. She talked about her childhood and how she grew up poor and how she was really embarrassed about it. She even went ahead and talked about how her father was an alcoholic. I was like, wow, she's really opening up to him. I hope he appreciated it and didn't take it for granted, because that was really like an intimate moment. I appreciated Bao for like just being so vulnerable, especially with cameras there. Viviana comes in. She asks them, have you guys been putting each other through tests of any kind? And of course, Johnny was like, yeah, I test her like every 2 seconds. I test her. He was testing her as she was making the bed. Well, I ain't even gonna lie. It was funny because they showed a flashback. He wanted to make the bed together. Baby, why? You know how to make a bed. We ain't got to do it together. I don't like when you a new couple, men just want to do everything together. Let's do this together. Let's cook together. Let's shower together. Let's make the bed together. We not going to shower together. Move out my way. The shower ain't big enough. We not going to cook together because you don't know how to cook. You going to mess up my food. I ain't going to want to eat it. Move out my way. You in the way anyway. I need to get to the stove. We don't need to make the bed together. Put the blanket on there, the sheets, put the pillow up there. We gotta go. I gotta go to work. Like, I ain't got time to be doing this cutesy dootsy stuff. But I do appreciate how Bao was directing and delegating from the bathroom, child. You gotta work smarter, not harder, period. Bao said, yeah, bozo, you think I'm about to help you with this bed? Negative. You always crying in it, so you make it, period. I see what you did there, Bao. So, Bao says that they had sex and that it was intense in a good way. But Johnny said it was in vanilla. What is intense vanilla sex? Don't know what it is. Can't even imagine it. It's vanilla, but it's intense. What did he raise your leg real high, child, in missionary? I'm confused. Can't relate. All right, moving on. They bring the couples they bring them like little dress up costumes to put on, and Bao is dressed as a nurse. Johnny is the patient, and they also have some dice, right? This game was fun. I thought about getting some of these dice. So the dice, it gave you 3 things to do. So the area, floor, lick, and navel. So she puts Johnny on the floor to lick that navel, and he got a little bit too excited. I see what you did there, Bao. Got to keep him on his toes. He got bed lick navel. I don't know what this navel thing was, but they couldn't pay me to lick nobody navel. I just think the navel is the dirtiest place in the world, especially to have your tongue. Like, are you serious? Listen, all the dirt, even when you wash it, I feel like it sits in your navel. I don't know, it's a mind thing. Moving on, let's talk about when the couples all met up, all the guys met up, all the girls met up, and the ladies are walking into this building where they could smash stuff. I was like, oh, okay, this is a place, this is a thing. So Rachel was ready, because y'all know she was teed off over little Jose. Makayla didn't go because she don't like them, period. Y'all pay attention. Makayla don't interact with them. Like, Makayla really don't like them like that. She just be there. She likes Brett. Okay, Brett is probably her ace. But the rest of them, child, Makayla could care less. She's like, I'm sick. Can't make it, guys. Sorry. Now, Makayla, stop doing them girls like that. It was supposed to be your Mafs sisters. But moving on. Rachel tore that place up. She was smashing, dashing, putting other holes in people, pinching Jose's little face on stuff, acting like stuff was his bulletin board. She was smashing, okay? Because she was mad. Gil shares that he finally got his first kiss. Whoop-de-doo-doo. Myrla gushes over Gil because she trying to act like she like him now. Jose shares that he is basically a loser and he lost Rachel. So he goes on to say, so basically, Rachel called me another name, okay? I went to bed, I locked the door. I don't know what happened after that. I don't know, okay? Yeah, so she's basically done, And I just don't know where this came from. The guys was like, hold on. Now, he left out the whole part about him telling her to get the F out. That part he didn't mention, period. I was like, wait a minute, Jose, you left out a whole scene or two. What are you talking about? Trying to make his little self look good in front of the big men. So the guys, especially Gil, y'all all smarter than y'all look, okay? Gil was like, wait a cotton picking minute, all right? That don't even make sense. How y'all go from lovey-dovey to she's ready to bounce? She ready for a divorce. Like, it's not clicking. It's not making sense. Jose was standing there looking stupid because he's like, whoa, these guys are smarter than they look. How did they put 2 and 2 together? He's like, I know that why she left, but I still don't want to get... Jose, shut up, please. Because y'all put on that whole front like y'all so lovey-dovey, y'all in love, y'all smashing. It was love at first sight. It's like y'all just so in sync. That was bull. Okay? Y'all wasted our time. Period. Especially you, Jose. Jose is standing there squirming. And all of the guys are basically like, that ain't making sense. And they were like, why would you lock her out of the house? He's like, well, I didn't know where she was. I mean, she called me another man's name and then she went out. Jose, you did that out of spite. Nobody's stupid. Oh my God, he get on my damn nerves. So now Rachel wants a divorce and they're like, well, do you miss her? And Rachel's like, well, technically we're married, but emotionally I could give a damn about that little person, period. She don't care. Val was the voice of reason in this scene. She was like, it sounds like it's his ego. And it sounds like that's retaliation. Val, period. You took the words out of my mouth. So Jose says he no longer trusts her. So what? Nobody cares. I don't trust you, little Jose. Look how you treating her. Because she called him another man's name and disappeared. It's not like she called you another man's name and y'all was smashing. Y'all was just having a conversation. It happens. People are not perfect. But now you lost your marriage because you're a bozo. And you look like one. So the guy says, does she know that you still love her? And he's like, yeah, I guess. And they're like, well, does she still love you? And then they show a scene of Rachel saying, I don't love him, period. Love don't live here no more. Who is Jose? So yeah, that's how we end the episode. This, if I could rate this episode from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7.5. You know, it wasn't too bad. Rachel and Jose brought the drama that was needed. So yeah, if you enjoyed the review, go ahead and give me a like. Go ahead and comment what you thought of the episode. It was decent. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss any of my uploads. Until my next review, ta-ta.